Hey everybody, it's Jaquise, and today is day 8 of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And for those of you who have been keeping up with me, you know that I have been talking candidly about sexual assault. It's something that a lot of us do not want to talk about in our communities, in our churches, in our homes. It's just a subject that is so taboo amongst us. So Sexual Assault Awareness Month was created to spread awareness surrounding sexual violence, to get people to creating open dialogue surrounding rape, molestation, partner rape, because there are many different forms of sexual violence. So I'm just going to get started because I know that the past couple of days you all have not seen me doing videos, and the reason being is because a lot of the topics are really similar to one another. So I just decided to bring you all one video versus 5 different videos over the past few days. So you're going to see me probably looking down at my notebook because I've written down some notes. So just don't even pay any attention to that. Anyway, so going back to April 3rd, I put a status on Facebook, and the theme for that day was "It's time." And I stated that it's simply time for us to start being honest with one another surrounding sexual violence, because it is a subject that is so taboo. As soon as we bring up the word rape, people immediately are turned off. They feel so uncomfortable. It's just something that they absolutely don't want any parts of. But the truth is that it happens. Rape happens more often than we probably want to admit to ourselves. It happens in our homes, it happens in our churches. Like, there is somebody that you know that has experienced some form of sexual violence, and many of these incidents, they go unreported because people don't want to talk about it. People are afraid to talk about it, and if they do want to talk about it, they don't know who they can go to, who they can trust, who's going to lead them in the right direction. It's just something that we have to break the silence on. It's something that we need to educate ourselves on so that we are more comfortable talking to people about it and getting the help that we need. April 4th was Respect Starts With, and I believe that respect starts with accepting that no is no, and with us accepting that our bodies truly are our bodies, and that we have the power, we have the control over saying, you know what, no, I don't want you to touch me, or yes, I do want you to touch me. Respect starts with understanding that we need to seek consent. And if we don't have consent, then that's a no, and that's, for me, that's what respect starts with. We have to learn that it is okay to own our bodies, and it doesn't matter if we're dating someone. If we feel uncomfortable with the way that they are touching us, we can speak up about that. If we are in school and a teacher is touching us inappropriately, we have the right to say, you know what, that makes me uncomfortable and I need for you to stop. In our homes, our families, molestations, I believe molestations, a lot of molestations take place in the home because we believe that because this is Uncle Johnny, that Uncle Johnny isn't going to harm us, or, oh, it's okay for Uncle Johnny to touch my private part like that, or whomever. Like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. And guess what? Even though, children, we have this superior complex, or superior inferiority complex, like, because they're kids, you go on and give little Uncle Johnny a hug. Go on and sit on Uncle Johnny's lap. And that child has to do that. Absolutely not. This is 2014. We need to start talking to our kids. It's not okay if it makes them uncomfortable. And that goes back to respect. You have to respect a child's decision. I'm like thinking ahead of myself. You have to respect a child's decision when it comes to their body. And if it makes them uncomfortable, then it's uncomfortable. No means no. in every sense of the word. April 5th, Signs of Safe Streets. And this is something that I'm going to talk about in my roundtable that I'm going to be doing pretty soon. We experience this a lot on a daily basis. Walking the streets of Chicago or in whatever state you're in, a guy tries to talk to you. You say no, whether politely, whether you roll your eyes, whatever the case. You let him know, no, I'm okay, I don't want to talk to you. And a lot of guys, their responses are really negative. You know, they start calling women bitches or hoes or just really, really disrespectful language that's completely unnecessary. And I just believe that it doesn't matter how I let you know I'm not interested. If I'm not interested, that doesn't give you the right to, you know, curse me out or follow me, because I've experienced that. Follow me to try to intimidate me or scare me. No. And I believe that we need to place signs on our streets that encourage, you know, for women to speak up, and that street harassment is not okay. There needs to be a law created stating that street harassment is absolutely not okay. And let me just go back, because I believe in respect. So if a guy tries to talk to you, you can just politely say, you know what, I'm not interested, thank you, but I'm not interested. But I also believe that if I say, you know, I'm not interested, and you keep talking to me, and then I end up like snapping off on you, and then you start calling me a bitch. Well, I mean, I don't agree with women who do that, but no, it's no. It's just no. And there's no other way that I need to put it other than no. It's just no. So, Signs of Safe Streets, I definitely think that the mayor or whomever needs to implement and enforce that street harassment is a huge no-no. April 6th is something I want for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So for me, I want to be able to tell my friend, I'm having a bad day because I had a trigger moment and I just need somebody to talk to, and them not feel uncomfortable. And I haven't really had a lot of trigger moments. And for those of you who don't know what a trigger is, you can see something or smell something, or somebody can say something to you or do something to you, and it can trigger a moment that you experienced when you were raped or molested or experienced any form of sexual violence. That one thing can trigger a bunch of things in you. I want us to get to the point where we can have open dialogue, no matter where we are, in our churches, in our schools, wherever. We can openly talk about rape. That is what I want for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And then that brings me to the following day, April 7th, the change that I want to see. That's something that I want to see take place. My biggest dream ever for sexual assault awareness is that we become so empowering to one another that we begin to march for causes that we haven't even experienced. You know, I want to see people marching for sexual assault awareness because their friend went through it, or because their mom or their sister or whomever, their brother, their father has experienced some form of sexual violence. I want to see them walking for these causes. I want to see them advocating for these causes as if it were them. That's the change that I would like to see. And how I express myself, this is how I express myself, by talking your heads off and hopefully inspiring you to want to make a difference and to want to begin to help people and find out more about sexual violence. And one thing that I never wanted to happen. Even though I am a survivor of sexual violence, I never wanted to lose who I am. I didn't want to allow sexual violence to dictate the rest of my life. I want to still be creative. I want to make people feel beautiful. Like, that's how I express myself. So I encourage you all to not allow, if you are a survivor of sexual violence, do not allow this to dictate how you're going to live the rest of your life. You take control, you seek the necessary help that you need, and you make a decision that you are going to heal, you are going to move forward, you're going to be a blessing to other people, you are going to live a happy, healthy life. That's how I express myself. I express myself through my creativity and through my love for people. I encourage you all to do the same. And I will be coming to y'all pretty soon with a roundtable discussion. I hope that you will participate, and I hope that you are still taking out the time to find out resources on your own. All right, talk to you soon.